Yes, the program is Mixed Grill, and we're still on the show. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being part of this show. We'll talk about the family. Now, when we have a very good family, united family, we know the right things to do, the norms, the values. We need to value some things that God has created and given to us to take good care of, which is our ecosystem, everything around us. It is the right of the family to take good care of them. And this is why we're going straight to another issue in our society, which is burning, and we need to treat them well. Today I have a professor in the studios, and this is a Professor Sunday Oladeji. Professor Sunday Oladipo Oladeji is from the Department of Ecotourism and Wildlife Management, FUTA, and is also the president, Netlink Environmental Conservation Organization. I'm glad welcoming Prof. Prof, how are you doing?
Thank you. I'm fine. How are you doing too?
I'm doing great, and you? Wow, thank you very much. I'm a professor for ecotourism. So
thank you for that.
so we talked about the family, and we discovered that God has given us a lot of things to take good care of as a family, and that will just translate straight to the society and give us a better life and better things to live. Today we want to talk about plant and animal conservation, a roadmap to maximum development. Our plants, the animals, when we conserve them very well, it will lead to a roadmap to a maximum development as a good family and as an individual. Prof, when we're talking about plants and animal conservation, what actually do we really mean? To a layman, conservation, kí ló ń conserve gan lọ́rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ yìí, especially when it comes to animal and plants.
Thank you very much. You have started the program on a very good note by bringing the family to fore. Before this one, and it shows that you are very, very conversant with your environment, because environment is inclusive of the social life that we live. We are not talking of plants alone, and that's why you are bringing this. So I want to commend your station for doing that.
Thank you.
So, and I also want to appreciate you for bringing me on the show. I remember that I was on this program 20 years ago.
Wow.
That was when we have it as Good Morning Show.
Oh, wow.
So it's nice being on the program again. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
So on the issue that you have raised, the plants and animals, they have roles to play, because environment is only our social life alone, but the things that we see around in terms of animals and terms of plants. And why are we saying that they are also very, very important? Why do we need to take them to considerations? Because our existence is also tied to them. We are also we are higher animals, and because we are higher animals does not mean that we suppress those ones that are lower animals. Of course, God gave us to have dominions over them, and God make us to are the head over them. But that does not mean that we should not ensure that they live as well. Because if plants and animals around us are not living, it means that our life is threatening. Because plants, if I want to start from there, that when we breathe in oxygen, we give out carbon dioxide, right?
Yes.
If this place should lock up and they should bring us in here, and we are breathing out, it will get to time that we just find that the whole place is eat up. Why? Because the carbon dioxide we are breathing out, it has a very serious negative impact on the environment, in the sense that we call them greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases because they contribute to global warming, because they make the earth to heat up. And that's why when we are locked up here, after some time, you just find out we are sweating, because the carbon dioxide we are releasing out is not friendly with our environment. It's not friendly with our health. So we need plants. And what plant does is that plants will take in this carbon dioxide and use it for photosynthesis. Photosynthesis means they will use it to produce their food. They need carbon dioxide, they need water to make up their food. It's just like somebody that wants to prepare food. You don't have salt, you don't have water. How do you want to do that? So some of the things that plants need for them to make up their food is carbon dioxide. So when we keep on giving out carbon dioxide and there's no plant to absorb them, then our life is threatened. So and of course the animals that we have around it around as well, we need them for food. We need them for as pets. We need them for our economic gain. So many countries, they depend on these animals. If I want to say, we have domestic animals that we keep as pets, and we have those ones in the wild that are naturally there. Those ones that were the domesticated, goats, we eat them. Dog, for security. So it means that we cannot exist alone. We say yes. So and those ones we have in the wild, so many countries, Tanzania, Kenya, South Africa, Zimbabwe, so many countries, they depend on the resources that they are gaining from people coming to visit all these animals. So plants and animals, they are very, very essential components of human life. Just as we have the family, the social life, they say we need them as well.
Okay, so we were talking about having them, they are good, we need. Who is in the best position to conserve them now? Who is in the best position?
Well, we are talking of conservation now, which is very good. It's a very good area because, as I've told you, that if all these plants and animals they are not around, then our life is also being threatened. We cannot live alone by breathing or by taking water. We are not good. We still need to take vegetable. If I want to put it that way, we still need to take fish. We still need to take pork. We still need to take meat, beef, and all manner of things. So, who are in the best position to conserve? It's you and I.
Waiting be my own wahala for this matter now. I don't like how. Waiting be my own wahala.
Oh, you are not eating vegetable.
I dey shop now.
And you are not taking beef.
I dey take beef. Why I no go chop meat?
And you are saying who is the best position? So is it only me that is taking it?
Hey, you be a Greek, you be a co-professor.
We are all concerned because if you want to take the area of environment, the issue that we have at hand, which is a global issue because it is issue that affects everybody. You might be saying, I'm not polluting, I'm not releasing carbon dioxide, I'm not releasing greenhouse gases, I'm not using generator, I'm not using this, I'm not generating greenhouse gases, I'm not burning fuel or fossil fuel, whatever. Look at the issue of climate change. That we are a very serious crisis that we have now.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes, which is a global issue. It affects us in a different way. In Southeast Asia, Philippines, Pakistan, we can be talking of a typhoon, we can be talking of flood. But what about Sudan, where we have heat waves? Or what about in America, where we have all manner of wildfire? So, or in places where we have flooding, even on those states here, this year we have very flooding in some places in the coastal areas.
Is it because we are not taking care of our environment?
Yes, it's all boiled down on the fact that the rate at which we are taking these plants and we are not replacing them, because the plants, they have roles to play in stabilizing the climate in terms of absorbing the carbon dioxide, which is causing a serious problem. So the issue of conserving plants and animals is our concern, because if you say that it doesn't concern me, you are not feeling it.
You feel now.
Okay, if you say it does not concern you, if flood happen, one way or the other, are you not going to be affected? Oh, you may not be affected, but what are people that are connected to you in one way or the other? So the issue of conservation of plants and animals is concern of everybody, because as you are doing that, you are addressing the global issues, which has got to do with climate change. We are not emitting, we are low emitting nation, because we are not industrialized nation. But the fact is that the effect is affecting us, and trees, they have stability, they have ability to absorb carbon dioxide, which is a major gas that is causing this problem. So conservation is a thing that's supposed to concern us as individuals. The government, they have roles to play.
Are you serious? The government
have roles to play. Okay, look at Ondo State for instance. Ondo State is Sunshine State, right?
Yes.
The intensity of sun is very, very high. So now, what do we need to balance it up? What we need to balance it up is to have a evapotranspiration in such a way that when we have plants around, these plants, they will absorb the little water on the ground.
Okay.
They will release it as vapor. Then that will give us a very cool environment. The fact that God make us to be here in those states, especially state, does not mean that we should not be enjoying very cool weather. The Ondo State government, they have roles to play in the sense that they need to create a natural environment. I was in Alabaka yesterday, and I drove around government's house, and I saw the land, the parts of land, the natural environment in directly opposite secretariats and government's house have been cleared. And I begin to wonder, is governor or people here are not feeling the heat in Ondo State? Because that natural environment, the plants that in that area, the animals in that area, they are the one that is making us, those of us in governor's house, those of us in secretariats, be enjoying that the cool weather that we're enjoying. That's how the intensity of the heat. So the government, they have role to play. There's what we call the master plan of every community. There's what we call green space. And the master planner, the urban planners, they put the green space there so that it's going to ameliorate the environment. So that when you are feeling the heat, there will be a balance. Okay. The plants there in that environment will create a kind of balance. So governments have roles to play, because by keeping to the plan of the state, by keeping to the plan of the community, they will be able to create that green space, which will be able to give us a kind of a cool environment that we desire. So that's why the fact that we are having sunshine, the intensity is very, very high. There is a balance in terms of plants that are in green spaces.
Okay. Dear viewers, wherever you are watching this program, we are being host to Professor, and we're talking about our environment, especially conserving our plants and the animals. Sometimes you see some people will build their house instead of, there is hunger in the land. Instead of them using the flower pots or beds, they will start planting okra and other things there. Is there a difference between those ones with eatables and the ones that are just ornaments?
Yes, it could be a bit scientific and a bit technical. Yeah. If you want to go to the absorbance, that means all these plants, they have the rates at which they absorb this our particular problem, which is carbon dioxide. Okay. Because if we do not have carbon dioxide, of course there are some other gases they maintain the nitrogen oxide, so many of them that could cause problem as far as the issue of climate that we're talking about is concerned. Yes. But the fact is that if we are able to address the issue of carbon dioxide, it means that we are able to achieve a lot. So it's a bit scientific, it's a bit technical. If I begin to tell you that, yeah, this plant has higher rates of absorbance than this rates of absorbance.
Okay, let's do it this way. Okay. Let's do it this way. Now, are we really conserving plants and animals in Africa?
In Africa,
especially after Africa, come down to Nigeria.
Okay, in Africa, if you are talking about the
conservation level.
Conservation, yes. If you are talking about the forest reserve protected in Africa, the Congo Basin is one of the leading highest. And of course in South Africa. So in Africa, we are, and even in Kenya, Tanzania, all these countries that they are living on ecotourism, if I want to put it that way. People coming around for wilderness experience, for screening, for serene environment, for safari, for so in Africa we're bit, but in Nigeria we are not doing.
I would please. I will still come back. I want to take you back to that place. Now you are saying they have it because the people come around. Are they conserving it because they want people to come and pay for it, or they are conserving it because they want it for ecotourism, just to maintain the land?
Yes, they are addressing two issues.
Okay.
One, the issue of climate that we are talking about. By conserving those plants, all those countries, we need to appreciate them.
Okay.
And that is why we talk about carbon trading. Carbon trading means there are some countries that they are emitters. These countries that are emitters, they go to all these places that they are conserving. Then they will now do what we call a kind of trading that you are conserving. Because you are conserving, we give all these certain amounts.
So you give us.
Then you will no, it's not that you give us anything, but make sure that you are keeping this.
Okay, so that we enjoy both.
So that the carbon dioxide that we are releasing, these plants will be absorbing them. That is what makes carbon trading. We know. So all those countries that they are conserving their natural environment, they are doing that. But at the same time, they are also doing that in terms of economy, the economic values, because people come around because you are conserving. I do not have these animals, I don't have these plants, I've never seen it before. Can I come around to come and say yes, you can come around, but you give me a token. So and there's what we call dollars or naira or money exchange. Then people come around to fuel them. When they come around, they give them money, and so if you are looking in two ways, in terms of the product that we have, value, economic values, and environmental values, the issue of the climate that we are talking about. So these are the things that they are doing. So if I want to come down from what Nigeria now. Yes, if I want to come down to Nigeria, Nigeria is not doing well because the rate of deforestation, the rate at which we are destroying our plants, our forest area is very, very high, especially Ondo State. By now, Ondo State is supposed to have one of the national parks in Nigeria. I remember my mentor, the late Professor Folayan and Professor E. Abelusi. They did a lot of work on Ifon Game Reserve. Then it was Ifon Game Reserve. They gave us the list of plants and animals, they gazetted it, and by now, last year or 2 years ago, 10 national parks were enlisted. But do you know that those same missed the opportunity because the Ifon Game Reserve that we know that time is no more Ifon Game Reserve. It has been turned to cassava plantation, cassava farmland. It has been turned to hemp, people planting hemp. So when the national park was to be enlisted, Ondo State could not be found at all because we don't have anything in Ifon Game Reserve now. In 2007, I am one of those people that work on Idori because Idori was supposed to be enlisted on UNESCO now. I'm trying to tell you, I've said Nigeria is missing out in terms of conservation. They are bringing it down to Ondo State because so that we're able to know, if you know where we are coming from and where we are, we know where we are going. But do you know that when we did that assessment in 2007 and we submitted it to National Commission for Museums and Monuments, the National Commission for Museums and Monuments submitted it to UNESCO. UNESCO sent a professor, Akomos, he sent it to Ondo State. He said, okay, the report that they have given, go and check what they have there. The man came back and said, yes, you could not say majority of what we have there. And eventually we missed the opportunity because if
you doctor the reports, were those things around there, you just doctored it. So
it has been taken.
So that the UNESCO can pick it up.
It has been taken. People have gone there. They have the rate of deforestation. One of our professors gave inaugural last week in Futa, and it's very, very alarming. Very alarming because the rate of deforestation is very, very high. So although they miss the opportunity of being enlisted in UNESCO, now look at it. If Ifon Game Reserve has been a national park, Idori has been listed on UNESCO. So what are we now talking about?
The economic value alone will bring something.
So it means that by now, Ondo State will have been placed on the world map. But we miss the opportunity because of the manner and the way we are managing our forest reserve is very, very pathetic.
Professor, let me take you down to our culture. You know, normally in our culture, we have the opportunity of being a hunter. You can get to the bush, you kill animals, and your own areas. You want to cut trees. You want to form your own community, something like that. Do you think the role of culture is depriving of us of conserving our plants and animals?
Culture has roles to play.
Okay.
Because if you value your culture, there's every possibility that you value those things that are naturally endowed. Let me give for instance, Igbo Olodumare.
It's in those days.
We were together somewhere last week.
Yes.
Where we had to talk with somebody, don't let me mention him. We are planning for, should I mention Sunshine Cultural? Is it permitted?
Yeah.
Okay. We are planning for Ondo State Sunshine Cultural Festival. And of course, the two of us are part of the people and we are discussing. And somebody was saying that Igbo Olodumare, rain fell every day. I was shocked. But it shows that our culture has a lot of things to do with the issue that we are talking about. If I mention Igbo Olodumare, what comes to your mind? Baba Fagunwa, Iwi, and all those manner of things. If you get there, I was there some years ago, you will not see Iwi. But everything boils down to the culture. Okay, what about Osrc Sacred Group that we are very close in Osrc here? What led to those places being concerned is everything boiled down to our culture. Baba Fagunwa was talking about culture. Igbo, Iwi, and all those things. So our culture is tied down to our nature. When we lose our culture, we lose our nature. The plant that we are talking about, they have value. If I should tell you that I can't remember the last time I take drug, you'll be surprised. I live on herb. I live on all these natural things. And how did I get information about them? Because from my forefathers, indigenous knowledge, traditional knowledge, they have been passed across to me. If I fall sick now, I know some things to take. Ewe mango, ewe this thing. I will group everything together and I will take it. I will be okay. So, if not because of our culture, if not because I learned it, will I be able to have that instinct? Will I be able to have that knowledge? So, our culture in terms of conservation, Igbo Olodumare, for instance, in terms of health, they have a lot of things to do. So, I just hope that the Ondo State Sunshine Cultural Festival will reawaken us, will give us that consciousness. Maybe we'll be able to value our forests better. Maybe we'll be able to value Idore, which is a God-endowed heritage. The people of Idore, they live on that hill for about 300 years before coming down to present place that we are. Many of us, we don't know it. Okay, and because we don't know it, we can go there and be destroying the forest, destroy all those things that we have there. So it's very, very annoying.
Oh, Prof, because of our time, because we have other guests waiting too. It's alarming. Why is it that the custodians of the culture are the one going against the conservation? Is it because of poverty, or is it because of civilization, or is it because we want people to know that we are the one holding those places?
Well, custodian of culture, I don't know what you mean by custodian of culture. Maybe you mean by stakeholders.
All the stakeholders.
Yes. The stakeholders. That is the irony of it. Because in this issue that we are talking about, you see the governor. In this issue we talk about, you see staff of ministry. In this issue that I was talking about, you see members of the community. I was in Idore, and I met people cutting the forest, and I was saying that, why did you not forest? They said, where do you want us to go? We need a place for cocoa. I said, does it mean that you prioritize cocoa than this heritage that your forefathers keep for you for many years? Look at Ondo State. We lost the opportunity of being national park. If that is not taken, we are going to lose the opportunity of being UNESCO heritage site because the government, because the individuals, because those people that we call stakeholders fail to do what they are supposed to do. So it is not the best if we see people that they don't know what they do, and because of that we are losing values. So it is pathetic. I think the essence of this program
Yes.
is for us to raise our consciousness and to tell ourselves that we have to do something. We have to change the narrative. We cannot continue to do things the way they were doing it and we expect a positive result.
Thank
so
you very
government
much,
of Ondo State
yes,
is a challenge, and I want to appreciate the governor. He has taken steps by saying we should have climate change policy, by asking us to have a circular economic policy. In Nigeria, out of 36 states, only 10 states have taken that step. So if we actually take the initiative and we follow it up, we're able to put ourselves together in better position. We don't need anybody to tell us to go and be destroying Alagbaka natural area, or for us to be putting concrete in the middle ways where we're supposed to be planting trees and plants. We don't need anybody to tell us, but because all these things are put down, then UNESCO, national park that we are talking about, forest reserve, we don't need anybody to tell us because we're able to see values in what we are doing. So I want to encourage us as individuals, let us join hands together with the government of the state to conserve our natural and cultural heritage. So I hope when we do that, we have to let us plant trees. As I've said, if you have a garden, it's part of it. You are creating green space, you are creating room for the carbon dioxide to be absorbed. Okay. So rather than building structures here and there,
fencing yourself
all over without planting
everywhere.
Then our wetland, let us stop buying land that is in wetland area. The wetland also have room.
Prof, I think we'll have time to bring you back again to discuss in another segment, another section of this environment. Thank you very much for being part of this show today. In a jiffy, just your parting word for the people.
Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo ní fún wa ni pé
ẹ ṣe mo tiẹ̀ ti gbàgbé kí mo ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀
ẹ jẹ́ kí a máa dáàbò bo àwọn ẹranko àti àwọn ewé tó wà ládùúgbò wa àti igi ó ní pàtàkì tí wọ́n ń ṣe o. Ara àwọn ìṣòro tí Nàìjíríà ní tí gbogbo àgbáyé ní báyìí òun náà ní pé à ń pè kan ní climate change. Torí náà àdúgbò omi alẹ́ ń ṣẹlẹ̀, àdúgbò ń gbóná, jàbá àrùn ń ṣẹlẹ̀, gbogbo ẹ̀ ní ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn ẹranko àti àwọn ewé tá a ní lágbègbè o. Òun náà láti ń sọ látàárọ̀, tá a bá gbígi atẹ́gùn tá a mí sínú, eléyìí tá a mí jáde, ṣé eléyìí tá a mí jáde yẹn tá a bá ti gbogbo inú ilé ìbá tá a bá kó wa síbẹ̀, tá a bá ní ká máa mí sínú ká máa mí jáde, tó bá dé àkókò kan á rí pé ooru á máa mú wa. Ohun tó fà á ní pé eléyìí tá a mí jáde yẹn òun ló ń fa ooru. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn gítà nílágbègbè wọ́n ní ipa tí wọ́n ń ṣe, wọ́n ní ipa tí wọ́n ń kó. Àwọn ló bá wa.
Ebi máa ń pa wá. Ṣé èèyàn máa wọ ẹran nínú igbó, á máa wo ibi tó yẹ kóun gégi kan dànù, kóun kàn ti ẹ̀rọ la gbin kinní síbẹ̀, wá ní ká tún máa fi gílẹ̀.
Ní ká máa jẹran o, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa jẹran. Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tá a sọ fún wa ní pé tí a bá pa ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe àpẹẹrẹ kìnìún, a ní gbogbo Nàìjíríà ní Ondo State mi rò pa ní kìnìún, a ní kìnìún tẹ́lẹ̀ o. Ẹnu ayé ìpinnu fún games a ní kìnìún tẹ́lẹ̀, a ní ẹni sínú fún games àfẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀. Ìbọn tẹ bá débẹ̀ sí báyìí wọ́n ti pa gbogbo ẹ̀ tán. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ sọ fún ẹ pé ààrẹ ẹran jẹ ló mú a máa lọ pé erin àdébí ló pa ta fi ń pa kìnìún? Ṣùgbọ́n ẹnu wa yìí iye ọjọ́ iwájú wa òun ló yẹ ká máa rò. Tí a bá ní kìnìún, tá a bá ní ẹranko, tá a bá ní erin síbẹ̀ yẹn, àmọ́ àwọn èèyàn tá ti wá sínú Ondo State lẹ́yìn tá ti wá wo kìnìún, tá ti wá wo ẹran, ṣe mọ owó tí Ondo State tá ti gbé. Torí náà ikùn wa yìí tó sọ ká máa jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ àtẹnuwà yìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká máa ní ìjánu. Àwọn ẹranko tá à ń sọ ìwọ̀n ò pọ̀ mọ́. Àní ká má pò kété, àní ká má pàdìẹ, àní ká má pàkìní, torí a ní wọn lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Àní ká má pọ̀ ọ̀yà tẹ bá lọ ẹ wá sí fúta, ẹ wá sí dìpámẹ́ǹtì wa, department of agriculture and wildlife, à ń sin ọ̀yà ń bẹ, ẹ wá síbẹ̀ á ta ọ̀yà fún yín, àní ká má pa àwọn yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n àwọn kan wà ní àwọn ẹranko tó yẹ pé tí a bá ṣọ́ra a kàn máa gbọ́ if for elephant ni o, àwọn ọmọ a kàn máa gbọ́ if for elephant, wọn ò ní rí wọn mọ́, L for lion wọn ò ní rí wọn mọ́, kìnìún wọn ò ní rí wọn mọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ kí a máa dáàbòbò àwọn ẹranko táwọn sọ pé ká máa dáàbòbò rèé. Àwọn gítà dẹ̀ ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń pa èyí, bó ṣe ilá náà ló lè gbìn, bó ṣe ẹ̀fọ́ ló lè gbìn. Ohun táwọn sọ fún wa ní pé ẹ má jẹ́ ká máa sẹ́ mo interlock everywhere, ẹlòmíì àkọ́lé kò tí ẹ̀ ní síbi tó lè gbin igi sí, kò síbi tó lè gbin ẹ̀fọ́ sí. I know interlock, I don't know the person that give us that kind of idea. Tá a bá lọ sílùú òyìnbó, ṣé bó ṣe interlock nìyẹn? Àwọn tá a lọ sílùú òyìnbó. Ṣé bó ṣe ń gbogbo ẹ̀ tó interlock, tó wá kó fence, tó wá kó orin, tó wá gbogbo ẹ̀, tẹ́gbẹ́ ibi tó wá pààkì mọ́tò sí nìkan ló wà. Kò ní síbi plant kankan, ṣé bó ṣe ń ṣe nìyẹn?
Ẹ ṣe fún professor wa láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà a máa mú yín padà wá tí ẹ sì máa wá sọ̀rọ̀ púpọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ìtorí àwọn àlejò wa ṣe ní bí àlejò méjì tí a sì fẹ́ gbà lónìí lórí ètò Mixed Grill. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. I've been paying host to Professor Sunday Oladipo Oladeji from the Department of Ecotourism and Wildlife Management láti FUTA. Rí i pé prof tí bá wá ní next time tẹ́ máa wá yẹn Yorùbá lẹ́ẹ̀ fi dáhùn gbogbo ìbéèrè wa.
Kò sí èdè ní ká sọ náà táwọn sọ.
Orí yẹn ló máa da jù.
Àbí ká tó sọ Haúsá ni.
Gbogbo ẹ̀ náà inú ìjọ máa dùn sí. Ẹ tún fi bò lé ní o. Ẹ ṣé lọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀. Thank you very much. Tẹ̀bálẹ̀ wo prof wa yìí, àwọn ni president Midlink Environmental Conservation Organization. Láìpẹ́ láì jìnnà yìí náà ṣe àwọn conference kan lọ́dọ̀ wọn. Láti béèrè wípé gbogbo àwọn igbó àti igi àti ẹranko tá kàn ń pa jẹ tá ó yẹ kó máa pawó wọlé fún wa ni. Kì í ṣe pé ká kàn máa pa jẹ nìkan bẹ́ẹ̀ torí ọjọ́ ọ̀la wa. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ti gbọ́ wa. Prof.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Ẹ ṣé gan. A máa rí bá iléeṣẹ́ yẹn máa lọ sókè.
Àmín. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sókè lọ́rùn.